Did you know that airplanes cannot fly over Tibet? Welcome to today's video, where we'll discuss some of the things you didn't know about the relatively unknown Asian country of Tibet. But before that, how about diving right into a bit of Tibetan history first? Tibet, located at a breathtaking altitude of 16,000 feet, boasts a rich history that spans millennia. The story begins around 127 BC, when Tibetans established their presence in this lofty land. However, it was during the 7th and 8th centuries that Tibet reached its zenith, expanding its domain into parts of Nepal and India. A significant turning point in Tibetan history occurred due to its close ties with India. The Tibetans embraced Buddhism fervently, adopting its teachings of nonviolence and spiritual enlightenment. This deep connection led to a unique situation where Tibetans prioritized spiritual pursuits over military conquests, shaping their distinctive relationship with the Mongols during the 13th century. In the 13th century, a symbiotic relationship emerged between Tibet and the Mongols, marked by a priest-patron dynamic. The Mongols provided military support, while Tibetan lamas bestowed moral and spiritual legitimacy upon Mongol chiefs. This partnership endured until the 17th century, when the Great Fifth Dalai Lama introduced the Ganden movement, establishing a coordinated monastic administration. Under the Ganden movement, Tibet evolved into a spiritual nation dedicated to Buddhist education, with the Manchu emperor offering protection. However, Tibet's autonomy faced challenges, notably from British incursions in 1904. Nevertheless, Tibet seized the opportunity presented by the collapse of the Manchu dynasty during the Chinese Revolution in 1909, declaring independence in 1912. Unfortunately, this independence was short-lived, as Tibet fell under Chinese control again in 1951. Subsequent uprisings led to tragic events such as the Lhasa massacre, causing significant loss of life among Tibetans. China's annexation of most of Tibet's territory reshaped the geopolitical landscape, leading to the creation of the Tibet Autonomous Region, encompassing the remaining Tibetan inhabited areas. Despite the tumultuous history and ongoing challenges, the country has tried to thrive and its economy has shown resilience. As of 2022, its GDP continues to grow, with an estimated value of $26.5 billion. The per capita GDP reflects steady progress, offering hope for Tibet's future development and preservation of its unique cultural heritage. Now that you know a bit about Tibetan history, let's dive into some of the rules and customs that will shock you regarding this Asian country. Tibet, with its awe-inspiring landscapes and vibrant culture, has some intriguing customs and rules that visitors should be aware of. First and foremost, if you're planning a trip to Tibet, you'll need to book through a Tibetan travel agency. This is because obtaining a Tibet travel permit, a requirement for visiting the region, is only possible through these agencies. Additionally, tourists are required to be part of organized tours since there's no public transport available for foreign travelers. These measures aim to preserve Tibet's delicate environment and ensure the stability of tourism in the region. One unique aspect of traveling to Tibet is the absence of planes flying over the area. This is due to Tibet's exceptionally high altitude, which poses risks during emergencies such as engine failures or cabin pressurization issues. As Tibet is situated above the typical emergency descent altitude, airplanes are unable to descend to safer levels, making the situation more precarious. In terms of social etiquette, there are several customs to observe. Tibetans consider the head and shoulders sacred in Buddhism, so it's considered impolite to touch them. Instead, greetings typically involve stretching out one's arms or nodding respectfully. When dining, it's customary to accept food or drinks with both hands as a sign of respect. Turning a bowl upside down is avoided, as it symbolizes death. Additionally, it's important not to extend your legs with the soles of your feet facing others, as this is considered disrespectful. In Tibetan culture, whistling indoors or at night is discouraged, as it's believed to attract spirits or ghosts. Similarly, some Tibetans may show their tongue when greeting each other, as a black tongue is associated with demons and showing a normal tongue signifies that they are not evil. However, Tibet's history is not without its darker chapters. The era of serfdom, known as sarom, marked centuries of oppression and mistreatment of millions of serfs by feudal lords and high-ranking lamas. The Chinese occupation beginning in 1951 brought changes to Tibet's social structure, including the abolition of serfdom. While some argue that Chinese intervention helped eradicate serfdom, others debate the necessity of such actions, citing different perspectives on the severity of the situation. Another weird or strange fact about life in Tibet is its artifacts. Tibetan culture is deeply intertwined with spirituality, and their religious practices often involve unique artifacts with purported tantric powers. What's fascinating, and perhaps surprising to many is that many of these sacred tools are made using human remains. One such artifact is the damaru, a two-headed drum crafted from two skulls. The damaru is believed to possess mystical properties that aid in successful rituals. Similarly, the kangling, a trumpet made from a human femur, is used to summon spirits during religious ceremonies. Additionally, the kapala, a skull cup, is employed for offerings such as herbs or flowers. While these practices may seem unconventional to outsiders, they reflect the deep spiritual beliefs of the Tibetan people. It's worth noting that in Tibet's pre-Buddhist era, human sacrifices were reportedly conducted alongside instances of cannibalism and devil worship. However, with the introduction of Buddhism in the 7th century, a transformation occurred. Buddhism became a dominant force in Tibet, shaping a new form of the religion known as Lamaism. This fusion of Buddhism with indigenous beliefs resulted in the evolution of Tibetan Buddhism, which remains a cornerstone of Tibetan culture to this day. Another unknown fact about Tibet is that it's the destination for one of the most dangerous pilgrimages in the world, the pilgrimage of Mount Kailash. Every year, thousands of devotees embark on this arduous journey in search of spiritual purification and blessings for the future. Mount Kailash has been revered for its ancient spiritual power since time immemorial, with nearby Lake Manasarovar believed to possess waters capable of cleansing sins. However, this pilgrimage is not for the faint-hearted. It presents both mental and physical challenges to pilgrims as they traverse altitudes exceeding 5,000 meters and navigate treacherous passes like the Droma La, standing at a staggering 5,630 meters. The harsh conditions and high altitude have claimed the lives of many pilgrims over the years, as some struggle to acclimatize or become stranded due to adverse weather conditions. To mitigate the risks, Tibet and Nepal often collaborate to ensure the safety of pilgrims, implementing measures to alleviate congestion and address health concerns. Despite the dangers, the pilgrimage to Mount Kailash holds immense significance for Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains alike, drawing devotees from far and wide. During the journey, Tibetan pilgrims demonstrate their profound devotion through a unique form of prayer. They prostrate themselves fully on the ground, taking 3 steps before kneeling and lying flat on their stomachs, with foreheads touching the earth. This act symbolizes the utmost reverence and devotion, with some pilgrims bearing scars on their foreheads as a testament to their unwavering faith. We cannot have a complete conversation about Tibet without the mention of its hot springs. Tibet's tourism industry thrives in part due to its enticing hot springs, which serve as a signature attraction for visitors. These natural geothermal pools offer respite from the biting cold of Tibet's high altitude, inviting travelers to take a rejuvenating dip. However, before plunging into these thermal waters, there are a few things to consider. One unexpected aspect of sharing these hot springs with humans is the presence of Tibetan hot spring snakes. These snakes, like their human counterparts, seek warmth in the frigid Tibetan climate and often inhabit the edges of geothermal pools. While they may give some visitors pause, rest assured that they are not venomous. Overcoming any initial discomfort with their presence allows visitors to enjoy the hot springs safely. Safety is paramount when indulging in hot spring activities. Hot potting or soaking in hot springs can pose risks if not approached with caution. The high temperatures of these thermal pools can lead to dehydration, dizziness, and even serious injury or death if proper precautions are not taken. Additionally, poorly maintained hot springs may harbor harmful bacteria, increasing the risk of skin or internal infections. To ensure a safe and enjoyable experience, it's crucial to choose hot springs that are authorized and regulated by the Tibetan government. These authorized facilities adhere to safety standards and undergo regular maintenance to minimize health risks for visitors. By exercising caution and selecting reputable hot springs, travelers can fully appreciate the therapeutic benefits of these natural wonders while avoiding potential hazards. So there you have it, some of the facts you definitely didn't know about Tibet. Which of these facts did you find surprising? Do let us know in the comments section.